Morning, welcome to Move More. We are week 24 now, so today and next week, and then we'll be done. But obviously you won't be done because you'll keep practicing to progress those movements. So let's hip walk forwards in the chair. We're going to come straight into our circulation boost, our warm-up. If you need to stay seated, you can do, but sit with that great posture, self-supporting spine. Otherwise, come up to standing, pump your heels at the top, and you're going to walk around to the back of your chair or to your worktop, wherever you are, to have your support by you. Okay. So we're just going to come into a heel lift. Think about your posture, first of all. Okay, your feet. What are your feet doing? Are they rolling up or are you flat-footed? Have you braced through your core, through your belly? Are your shoulders back and down? And we're just going to work through all of the muscles and all of the joints really, and muscles that support, to make sure the whole of your body is warmed up before we get going. It's really important. It takes about 15 minutes, but it will help to stop you being sore and uncomfortable, and hopefully get rid of some of those niggles that might stop you from moving properly. So let's come to the feet. Let's just make sure we are rolling through these feet. So we're just lifting up to the heel, keep the toes on the floor. Excellent. So little roll up, whole of the foot. If it's a bit stiff, maybe work one side and then the other side. We have to keep these feet moving. If you've got some stiffness, maybe you want to just make a circle with your knee one way, and then let's go the other way. You might want to just lift the toes here. You might need to hold on. So just lifting toes one at a time. And then let's circle the other knee. So trying to get full range of mobility through the ankle is really helpful for later when we come to lunges and squats and those bigger knee movements that push your make your ankles move a little bit more. Okay, other way. Remember your posture. Keep breathing, and then we're marching. So we always come back to your march because this is going to help your whole body to warm up. It's going to get your heart rate going a little bit faster, which again will help to warm you up. So preparing the whole body. Okay, let's take our feet nice and wide. Let's come into those shoulder raises. So lift up and gently drop down. So nice smooth movements I'll show you from the side. So lift up, 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 and press down. Up, up, up. Press down. Now, can you press the fingers right the way down to the floor and then try and kind of grow up through your spine, tuck your bottom under, and just feel a little bit of a lengthening as you press down. But don't hold your breath. Lift up those shoulders, press the fingers. Keep your chin kind of level, parallel to the floor, because sometimes there's a tendency to stick your chin up. And we're trying to keep that great posture. Okay, and march. So if you needed a bigger warm-up, a longer warm-up, especially if it's getting colder, more and damper, that weather change, especially with the dampness in the air and the coldness, can really make a difference to your joints and your muscles, and you can take longer to warm up. So you can always start a bit earlier before you come on with us, or do a little bit while you're making your first cup of tea in the morning. Okay, feet nice and wide into shoulder rolls. So a big circle. And we're all so different. And some of us might have some sore shoulders or hips, ankles, or stiffness in those joints, necks especially. And sometimes when we wake up, we go, oh, you're coming down the stairs if you've got them, and you think, oh, I'm a bit stiff and sore, so you might need to work on those joints a bit more. Keep breathing. Oh, and you might feel some lip tears, and hopefully they will go as you keep moving. Sometimes it's just air in your joints or some little spurs, arthritis. Breathe in the joy. Let's march. And you should be starting to feel a little bit warmer. And you know, if with the winter coming, if you are sitting down feeling cold and you just can't warm up, stand up, get some movement going through your joints, through your body. Doesn't have to be long. Okay, this little march keeps your heart rate going. And then we'll just slow it down. Feet come wide, hands down by your side, and let's lean down to the side and use the muscles in your core to pull you up again. Side.
Do you know what's really good, Pat?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, team? Wiggle your fingers if you can. Yeah. What's really interesting is how much more confident they are in their movement patterns.
Yes.
So you are moving better than when we first met you at the beginning of the program.
Fabulous.
So the confidence, you can see that so clearly now.
And they're straight into the movements, aren't they?
You're not like, I don't have to watch it.
Yes.
They're straight in and cracking on.
Yeah.
It's good to see all of you.
And here, make sure you're just trying to lean to the side, not forwards at the moment. We'll add that in maybe today. You can lift up, or you can just stay in front of your chair. In seated, it's exactly the same, but you're leaning down towards the side, towards the floor, as if you're picking something off the floor. Warming up the torso through the sides into your waist. And let's march. Excellent. Good work, team. Let's come back to that movement, but similar. So hands down the front of the thigh and up the back. So soften through the knees and just take a gentle lean backwards, not too far. So we're working through the diagonals, the fronts of your abdomen, the torso, and the back of the side, kind of at the back of the, diagonal into the back side of the body. Let's swap legs. How does that feel? Any stiffness? Go too far if you do. So softening the knees, tucking the bottom under still, and then let's march. Great stuff. Lovely. Okay, into our hips. So soft knees, side, forward, side, center. Side, forward, side, center. Just for now, just to that front movement, Can you feel that in the hips? Maybe in the fronts of the hips, into the sides or the lower back. And then if you wanted to do a whole circle, you can. In seated, remember, it's your little leaning forwards through the chest, leading with your nose. So you're not looking down, you're looking about 45 degrees, and then you can reverse direction. So warming up through the hips really there. And you're still hula hooping in standing, one way and then the other. Excellent. And then march. Fabulous. And then keep marching. And you can always just march if you think, well, what do I do to warm up? You can march, and you can just add big arms. You can add wide arms. You can do what you like. Okay, let's come to heel toe. So heel presses on the floor, and then lift the knee, put the ball of the foot on the floor into that same spot. Heel, and then the ball of the foot. Heel, ball of the foot. So you've got a proper lift through the knee. It's not just a little cheaty heel toe there. It's lift and press. And then we're squeezing the toes up towards the knee, pressing the foot forwards. Lift and press. And you know that when we come to heel walks or toe walks, this is really important because we've mobilized our ankles. Other foot.
Just checking on you, Cliff. Are you all right today, love? Cliff, give me a thumbs up. Good. Ah, look at you. Cool.
Lovely. You can do all of this in seated. Everybody Age UK, if you need to sit, or anybody else that is not feeling it today, then you can always sit and do a lot of these in seated. And let's march. And it's really important that if you're not 100%, or if you need to sit down and rest, you sit down and rest and come back in. And even if you're not feeling well enough to join in, sit and watch. You always learn something. Okay. Let's start lifting the knees a bit more. So coming into endurance, lifting the knee, lifting the knee. Now you know that you can hold on and breathe. So this is not fast unless you've got loads of energy, but we're thinking more technique. So knees in front of you, we hinge at the hips, lift that knee. You can add in an arm. You can swap sides, or you can go for both arms. Okay, hold it there, come down. We're just going to tap. This time, I'm going to tap, but take my weight through. So remember, normally we would just tap out to the side. This time I'm tapping and leaning. Come together, tap and lean. Tap and lean. So it's like a little step, but hold it on that side and take the weight onto that foot. So it's not quite a sideways lunge. Good, good. Excellent. And then let's march. So slightly more than a heel lift in our warm-up. We're aiming to get you a little bit puffed out. Remember, we want you about 5, 6, or 7 if you're pretty used to this and you've got lots of energy today. You should be able to speak to me if I said, how are you doing? That's how we would measure it if we were in class with you. If you need to stop and have a puffer, your inhaler or a spray, please make sure it's close by and stop and do that. If you do stop, make sure that you keep your toes moving or your feet moving. In seated, this is the same. You might just need to lean back a little bit in your chair. Okay, hold it there. We're going to step together this time. Step together. Now you can start small or you can make it bigger. In seated, it's a tap out, and you can either tap together or just tap out and in. And then we can add arms. You can add them to come into the side. You can squeeze your hands, making a fist. Or you could even just do a little bicep curl. If you needed to hold on, you could do one arm and then the other arm. If you're standing, you could do both together, or you could alternate. A little bit of brain gym going as well. See how you go. Multitasking is good for our brains. It helps our concentration and focus. And it helps us to do other things while we're walking, which eventually it helps our falls prevention. It helps to stop us falling if we get used to doing things while we're walking and talking. Okay, into your march. Take some deep breaths. This is your recovery part. I'm just going to move my chair in front because we're going to come into our wide step with a little dip together. So step wide, together, dip. I'll show you from the side and I'll show you in seated. So step, so it's like a little knee bend, but a wide knee bend. And you might want to turn your toes out a little bit more just to make it more comfortable. In seated, you could step wide, do a little bunny hop, bring that foot in, step wide, little bunny hop. Or you could keep your feet wide and just do a wide bunny hop. Oh, look at Anne and Colin in complete synchronization.
They are, aren't they?
Lovely.
Nice and deep, by the way.
Yeah.
Deep.
If you need to hold on, do.
There you go.
Oh, is it making you a bit breathless? It's fine.
That's really good, Patricia. Excellent.
Thanks.
Patricia.
Okay, and into your recovery little march. Fabulous. How's your breathing? How's your score? So 0 to 10. Remember, 0, you've just got out of bed. 10, you've just done a marathon. How are you doing?
I don't know about you lot, but honestly, I'm not getting out of bed. And by the time I've walked up the stairs before my asthma medication kicks in, I'm an 8.
Yeah.
And my husband goes, "Are you all right?" Oh,
Can't believe. So check your levels. Sit down if you need to, but keep your feet pumping, keep your heels moving.
And you know what's also nice here? That they're actually doing their own pace.
Good. Fab.
So there's honestly, to watch you and compare you to when you started, it is cool.
And that's confidence, isn't it? You know your own bodies then, you know what you're capable of doing. And some days you think, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
And we're the same, you know, I go to classes in the morning and I'm not so good. Classes in the evening and I've had a nap. I'm great.
You got a banana nap, babes.
Yeah, I can give it much more energy. Okay, let's stick with the feet wide. Let's come into some knee bends. So stick the bottom out a little bit, but keep that neutral spine. So when I say stick the bottom out, you're kind of bending the knees forwards, hips go to the back. That's what I should say. Hips press back. You're not kind of arching your back. You're keeping your bottom tucked under. Just notice the difference. If you were to arch your back and then tuck your bottom under, that's where we want it to stay. Bottom under. Sorry, it's seated, it's another bunny hop. Or you could come to a stand up. You could come to a full stand. Keep going in standing. You're at the front of the chair in seated. If you could come up to a full stand, even better. And then a sit down. Or that little bunny hop. See how you feel. Great. So working the big muscles in the legs, in the bottom. These are the ones that will keep you being able to sit, stand, in the cars, in your chairs, toilets, forever if you can keep doing it. Okay, heel lift, recovery phase. Really important. Really important. So just keep moving, lifting those heels. Check your energy levels. How are you feeling? Good. Have you still got lots of energy left? Excellent. Okay, come into lunges. So I'm at the back of my chair. I'm going to step forwards, landing heel and the whole of the foot, and come back to that wide base of support. I'll show you in seated in a moment. Other foot, land, strong, press back. Land, whole foot, press back, come to that wide step. So if you're starting small, that's okay. If you need to stay there, that's fine. If you can, add on some length to that stride. Press back, length, bend the knee, press back. Try to keep the chest lifted. Sometimes we kind of see a rounded back and people are kind of collapsing. We want that strength through the core, through the chest. And we do that by looking towards the direction we're going rather than looking down towards your feet. In seated, it's a step and a bunny hop or a press up. So you could be staggered, or you could just step forwards and lean, step forwards and lean. But a staggered sit to stand or a staggered bunny hop is that feeling. It's the same feeling as your lunge. Okay? So if you're still lunging and standing, brilliant. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of squats, a lot of lunges. And just lift your heels. March, heel lift, recover. How are we feeling? Oh, can you breathe? Could you talk to me if I said, how are you? Are you okay? Would you go, yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Pat? Or would you be like, I need to sit down. I need to lie down. And I'm a little bit out of breath. And it's good to be out of breath. It's working your heart muscles, working your lungs. Fab. Okie dokie. We're going to come into a two-step. So we're going to step together, step together, step together. If you need to make it smaller and just be behind your chair, then you can do that. So you've still got some support all the time. Now, I'm going to encourage you to lift those knees and step over your cat, your two cats. So one cat, two cat. It's cats. 1 and 2. So you're not in a narrow stance when you come to that center point. So here and here, you're narrow, okay? Step together, lift the knees, over, 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 over and over. So I haven't got my chair just so I can show you, and I'll show you from the side. Lift, 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 and back, back. In seated. You've probably already done it, so you might need to sit back a bit. It's a lift, lift, lift. So just one step, or lift and back, lift and back. Fabulous. How's your confidence with this one? Okay, and let's just come to that little heel lift, recovery phase. Recovery phase. Breathe. Take some deep breaths as we bring it down a little bit. So we're going to just come to a single step. Single step. Small knee lift. We're not kind of sliding. We're just, and the cat's not there anymore. We're just lifting a little bit. You should be able to feel your breath, your breathing come back to normal. In seated, it's tough in seated because it's a lot of leg lifting in 90 degrees anyway, which is why we sometimes say lean back. You could always alter it and just lift your knees in front. Or if you're seated and your hips, fronts of hips are sore, just march those feet, march the heels. Okay, let's take a wide step into wide base sway. Both arms press up, palms facing up, pushing up towards the ceiling, lifting that other heel. So as you press away, I'm leaning to my left, my right heel lifts. Let's slow it right down. Lift the heel. Press up, lift the other heel. Excellent. Pull those muscles in the belly in. That will help to keep you stable and steady. Breathe. How is your breathing? Okay, one arm only. You can hold on. You can press up with just one arm. And then let's go no arms. You can shake out. It's nice to just shake your hands out sometimes. So no arms, let them dangle or press on the chair. And then let's come to a heel lift, just a gentle heel lift. How's your breathing? Could you talk to me? Is your breathing back to normal? Do you need a bit longer? Let's still stay with this heel lift. Fabulous. Good work, team. And we're going to go straight into balance. So grab a drink if you need to. If you're working hard, sometimes your throats get dry, so. And you need to keep hydrated. So balance today, we're going to do a little combination. So we are going to step over something. So just watch for a moment. We're going to step over something. We're going to step and reach. We step back and then step back over. Or you can just step over something, step and reach and hold it there and just walk back. So see how you feel. I'll show you the seated version in a moment. So we step over one foot, step over second foot. Then I'm going to lunge and reach as if I'm picking something up off a chair. And then you can either step back over and then step back, or just shuffle, not shuffle, but take a few steps back. So it's a bit of a combination, okay? So step over, lunge forwards, reach, come up, step back, and then step back again. So let's go again. So outside leg, lunge forwards, reach, come back, and the option is to just walk back. I'm going to move my chair a bit further forwards and I'm going to step back. So step over, step wide, lunge, reach, over, step back. Or any alternative that you fancy doing. If it's too complicated, don't worry. In seated, we're going to step over, 1, 2, bring those feet back, one foot goes forwards, and we lean. Or you could just step, lean, okay? Whatever you want to do. Step, lean. It's that action of adding in a couple of moves together. And then adding in a lean and a reach. Step back. So I'm leading on one leg. I'm leading on my left leg at the moment. So I'm going to have to change that in a moment. Let's do one more this side. Step forwards, lean, step back, step back. Good, good. Let's change legs and see how you get on the other side. Because we tend to favour one side, don't we? So
Here to your right.
Step.
Just checking in
Step.
on you.
And then lunge.
There he is.
Lean.
Gotcha.
Good. Step back.
Good. Gotcha. Good
Step
boy.
back. Step back. So lots of options. You could just lunge and lean if that's enough for you today. You don't have to do the steps if it's too complicated, or you could separate them. You could do your steps.
So good. They're just so good to watch, Pat. Honestly, it's hilarious.
Oh.
Like, really, like,
Step.
yeah, you totally got this.
Would you have thought you'd be doing this when you first joined us?
It's just watching them reach and pick something up.
I know.
Seriously.
But, you know, we've worked towards all of these movements throughout the whole of the week, throughout the course. So we've stepped, haven't we, over. We've lunged so many times and we've leaned, leant. Step back.
I'm liking the theory of couples that train together.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good work going on, good competition going on.
Yeah, I've been nagging mine. I'll be going, come on, you can do this.
Mine gets all competitive.
Yeah. Mine would be trying to watch the golf, as he has done all weekend.
Oh, has he got any nerves?
Oh, how can you sit for 6 hours and watch?
It's got right my nerves all
Yeah.
weekend. It's like he skulks off and then he goes missing, and then I realise that he's watching the golf again.
Oh no, he's got my laptop in the lounge. Rest,
Oh.
rest, lovely people. How does that feel? So different movements all put in together. You know, when we're out and about and we think, oh my word, somebody's coming in the way and you've got to dodge them, and then you might have to go the other way again, or you got to don't run across the road. I don't encourage that. But all sorts of things happen, don't they? You're in the supermarket and somebody's not watching where they're going, or there's a toddler coming your way and they're going to knock you over. So It's really important to be able to do different things in different planes of movements. And that's why we teach you to be in that wide base of support so that you can go in any direction. So shall we practice our lovely clock face? So if you want to just watch, I'll show you. Now, I'm back to front to you. So you don't do it your way. So I'm going to watch first. I'm going to step forwards to 12 o'clock. I'm going to step out to 2 o'clock. I'm going to step out to 3 o'clock. I'm going to step back to, say, 5 o'clock. And I'm going to step right back to 6 o'clock. So I'm just on one foot. I've got my chair beside me and I'm working on the outside leg. So I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to go back to 6 o'clock. I'm going to come to 4 o'clock and then join in when you're ready. Say 3 o'clock. Oh, it's not 3. Yeah. So I'm doing the small hand. 2 o'clock. 1 o'clock. I'd think then. 12 o'clock. And then I'm going to go, yeah, 6 o'clock. Noreen's looking at her clock. 2 o'clock. 12 o'clock. And where are your feet when you come back? Have a look. Are they under your hips, or are you coming to a narrow stand? That's not what we want. We want that practice 5 o'clock. Come to that steady base of support so that you could go 2 o'clock. You could come to 4 o'clock and you could go back to 6 o'clock. And then you could go straight to 12 o'clock and back to 12 o'clock again. 3 o'clock. That's a little sideways lunge. And 6 o'clock. This is where my brain comes in. 2 o'clock. And 12 o'clock. And have a rest. We're going to change legs.
You need to rest. You need to lie down in the dark room.
I do. Let's swap sides. In seated, it's exactly the same. Now in seated, sorry, I should have said this at the beginning. It's difficult for you to do 6 o'clock, but why not lean back or sit at the side? Hold on as long as you're steady, or try and stand. You could be slower. We don't mind. Right, other side. And it's really good for coordination as well, and memory, as you might have noticed. So, stepping away from your chair or your support, 12 o'clock. Wide base. Let's go 3 o'clock. And let's go 6 o'clock. Let's go 12 o'clock. And 1 o'clock. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Where are your feet? Where have you come to? Feet, I say. Check it out though. So let's go back. 2 o'clock. 4 o'clock. And 6 o'clock. Where have your feet landed? Nice and steady. Let's go 12. Let's go. Am I doing it wrong? I'm doing it wrong, aren't I? 11 o'clock.
Oh, God.
Oh. 9 o'clock. Have I just told you the wrong way? But back to front in the mirror. 7. See, now I've got to really think. 9. 12 o'clock. And 8 o'clock. 6 o'clock. And 10 o'clock. It's really hard doing it back to front. 6 o'clock. 12 o'clock. And 8 o'clock. Yay. 7 o'clock. And 12 o'clock. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Where are your feet? Have you got that with your feet? Hopefully. Have a little march. Well done. You can practice that. You could even kind of go 12 o'clock and then with that leg 1 o'clock if you're safe to cross over. Not everybody's safe to cross over, but you know, we might practice that with you. And then with the other leg going to 11 o'clock. It's quite good practice because you might need to do this. You might need to step over. Try it. Step across. So it's across your midline, we would say. It's across If you've got dodgy hips or painful hips, they might not like it. But actually, in class, we would teach you a little bit of karaoke. So forwards, behind, out and across. Forwards, behind, otherwise known as, what's it called, H?
Quick step.
No.
Grapevine.
Grapevine.
Are you all right today?
Yeah, I'm all right today.
A bit of estrogen, I think.
Do you know, I went up, rest. I've done my exercise before I even came because I forgot everything and I ended up going up and down the stairs. One for something I can't even remember, and then for my hoodie that I forgot, and then something else. Yeah.
No,
So
I
I've done
actually
mine.
think you need to be using your inside voice then.
Okay.
Keep all that in because
Okay.
you're
I'm blethering. Right, how are we doing for time? 11:10. Right, I really want to focus on strength. Really want to focus on strength. So we're going to do wall presses. We're going to stand up from the chair, turn around, bone load, etc. So if you can't go against the wall, don't worry because we'll be doing alternatives. So I'll show you an alternative if you can't get to a wall. Otherwise, those of you that can get to a wall, make your way to the wall. If you can't get to a wall, you can come to the chair. You can have your feet at the chair, step back, grip the sides of your chair and a little press. So think about long neutral spine. You're using your shoulders, your wrists to allow your body, I'll come facing, body to drop towards the chair and using your wrists, elbows to press back. And then you can change legs, okay? And then I'll give you an alternative. Against the wall, the easiest way is to step closer to the chair, to the wall. Hands are wide and about the height of your chest. And lower your body, nose to the wall, and then a press through the hands to bring you back to neutral. Repeat. And then if that's too easy, you can take a step back and then you take more of your body weight. You might need to just drop your hands or move your hands around a little bit.
Lovely, guys.
Make it more comfortable into your wrists. Not fast. Really focus on sending those elbows out wide.
Stop watching. Keep going.
Press. Adjust the hands as they need to be comfortable. If you want to, if you're happy to, press off the wall and land on those hands. Press off, land. Press and land. And then we can take one hand up, one hand down. Press away.
Lovely. Noreen, that's excellent.
One up, one down.
Really good.
One up, one down, just different directions.
I love that you're finding ways to adapt here.
And then hold it there. Just shake off your wrist, but stay there. Stay there. We're going to bring, you need to step back into the wall. Bring your elbows into your sides and put your hands against the wall, but drop them down, so lower than your chest. And we're going to send your elbows down to the floor and lower yourself towards the wall. Press back. So keep those elbows tucked in. And this is working the backs of your arms, the triceps. If you're against the chair, stand in front of the chair, hands come in, take a step back, keeping the elbows in. We just drop the elbows down towards the floor or towards your waist and press back up. Or you can just come into some presses, 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 or some tricep presses. So you tuck that elbow back. If you've got a band, even better, pop that band underneath your feet. But actually squeeze in the fit, making a fist, keeping the elbow tucked back is really good. And then making sure we swap sides. So otherwise, keep going, keep pressing. Or you could press up against the chair, from the chair. Depends how wide your chair is.
Can you move the camera, please?
Oh, sorry. Got told off then, did you see that?
Oh, here. Okay. Come back and sit down, please. And we're going to go through. So into strength. So we're going to come into our stand, hip walk, stand, step away, turn, lunge, reach, shoulder press.
Like, what?
I'll show you. So this is the whole thing. Just watch first.
Hang on. Let me just switch cameras. There you go.
Watch first. And just do what you can do for today. But if you haven't tried it, give it a try. Nearly done through the course. So feet back, stand, pump, step away, turn. Strongest leg to the chair, leg, hands down, shoulders to the back of the chair, lifting that back heel. Wiggle the back heel, bend that knee. Some of you might want to just stay here and come back to standing. Otherwise, drop the knee, swing the leg around, hands down, hands wide onto the hip.
Noreen, close your mouth.
Hand wide, elbow,
You've got this, T.
shoulder. Onto your sides, little clam. Little leg lift. Hands wide.
Right, if you're going to get a certificate, I need to see what you can do. Come on.
Lift the hips onto knees. Walk to the chair. Swing this leg round. Curl the toes. Press. Bring that foot in. Heel pump if you need to. Up, up, up. Heel pump again. Turn around. Feel the chair. Stick your bottom out. Sit down.
Got it?
Right.
You in?
Ready? Hip walk. In
Just
your own
don't
time.
Don't think about it. So Pat's been really prescriptive here. Get up, walk away, reach for the chair, kneel down, lie down, move. Don't overthink. You've got this. You've been working to this for weeks and weeks. Excellent. If you don't want to, go as far as you can. So don't put pressure on yourself. So work towards grabbing the chair and just bending that back knee if you need to. If you feel like today's the day, do it. That's it. Excellent. Really good. Have faith.
If you're sitting, if you don't want to join in, we're going to do some band work. So I'm going to let you carry on.
Keep going, the rest of you.
Lift.
Excellent work.
Or if you just want to stand, stay standing. Think about that lovely posture.
So it's designed to, you might feel a little stressed, but actually the reward is, oh my God, I did that. I can't believe I've just done that. And then that will give you the next piece of confidence to push yourself. It's a little bit further. Every day is a better day.
And can you try it on your other leg? Lead in. So we tend to stay with our dominant side, don't we?
Excellent work there, team.
Otherwise, I'm coming into my little dumb waist.
That's it, you got it.
Let's change bands. So
Well done.
bands are going under knees, around the knees.
I like that sometimes you have to sit down and go,
Oh, that was hard. Thank goodness.
good effort, really good effort.
If you need to sit, sit. Otherwise, can you do another one? I'm taking my knees out and in. I'm doing the bands.
But this is me, honestly, moving my pots around the garden, trying to get
Yeah.
everything winterized.
Yeah.
So you're all doing so well.
Yes.
It's just incredible.
And I was sorting my wardrobes out, doing my winter wardrobe, and I'm up and down, I'm shifting, I'm kneeling, I'm reaching, yeah. Okay, come into seated. And I want you to email me and let me know how you've got on today. So grab a band and just take it around your thighs. And just take those knees wide and in. If you need to make it tighter, make it tighter. Oh, so it's a bit harder. You should feel some resistance. If not, Hold your knees out, just tiny little presses. Tiny little presses. Keep your posture, because sometimes you go, or your hips start squeaking and you go, oh, that hurts. Don't like that. Lovely. And rest. You can collapse and slouch. Oh, how do you feel? Are we okay? Give us a thumbs up. Lovely.
Ah.
Good.
Yeah, it does make you feel warm.
Yeah.
It will do.
Yeah, I'm quite warm.
Yeah.
That's using all of your muscles, especially getting down on the floor. And remember, please practice those exercises on the bed. Those clam exercises, so where we lift the knee and lift the whole leg while you're lying on your side. You could lie flat, bring your heels in and come into a bridge. So lifting your bottom up. Shall I demonstrate?
Yeah, go on.
So if you're on the, actually I could do it on the
Go on the
couch.
sofa.
Yeah. So if you're on the sofa or on your bed, these are the exercises you should be practicing. Oh. So I'm on my side.
This is our napping sofa, by the way, team.
My knees are bent, my hips are bent, and my hips are over each other. So this hip is over the bottom hip, and I don't allow it to come back. So it's a small movement. You'll only get a small movement. If you're opening your knees really wide, then you're leaning back. Okay, so a small movement. It really targets, it really strengthens the hip, the bottom, all those muscles that support the hips. And then we come to a leg lift with the bent knee. Okay, you can practice this.
This is excellent for those of us with sore hips or have had any kind of hip surgery. So this is really good stabilizing and strengthening exercises around the bottom, the hip, and this targets into the pelvic floor.
And I've straightened my legs, so my knees are still together, but I'm just lifting my whole leg up. And if you can't come into standing,
Covering the mic with the cushion.
if you can't come into standing a lot, you could practice this on the bed before you get up, before you go to sleep, when you go for a nap. Okay.
Excuses, unless the dog attacks you.
Yeah. And then I'm going to roll onto, and then this is bring your feet into your bottom, and then I'm going to slowly tilt, which is like lifting the base of your spine up, and then putting everything in to start lifting.
Don't you do this when your pajama bottoms have got all twisted?
All twisted, and lift
You have
up.
to lift your bottom to adjust
Rest.
your pajamas.
And
So this is, it's functional movement. This is real life first world problems. Your pajamas get all knotted up.
and you're squeezing your bottom. And again, try not to arch your back, but squeeze your bottom to lift your hips.
Who does this? Well, the rest of you, what's wrong with your arms? Put your arms up. Tell me that you do this. Oh, good girl.
And then obviously you go roll over and do the other side. And then while you're here, you can think about getting off the floor the same way. So I'm going to use my top hand, thinking about getting off the floor in the same way. Top hand presses down.
Top hand presses down to
Come
push
onto the
yourself up.
elbow.
So it's all about strengthening the shoulders. You're doing all these exercises but just in different positions. That really, it's all about getting on and off the bed. So that's how we overcome it.
And then, can they hear me now? And then I'm going to drop my legs down, come up.
Ta-da!
And then I'm going to press up without using my hands. Practice that. Come on and off the sofa without using your hands. So low sofa. So it's a good old sit to stand there. Right. How are we doing? Lovely. Let's stretch you out. So come to the front third of your chair. Feet are wide. Yep. Let's just roll those shoulders back and down. Oh. When we've done presses, it can sometimes cause some niggles. So it's important to roll and stretch out and just release any tightness again. Fabulous. And let's just dangle your fingers down towards the floor. Give them a shake, and then just take your fingers and draw them gently in towards your body. So we're just stretching. When we've been in a flex position in wrist, sometimes it just helps to stretch them out. And then let's change other side. Little dangle, draw those fingers in. Excellent. And then give them a shake. One hand, opposite shoulder. Draw that arm across. If you want to just make a bigger stretch, take a bigger stretch. Lovely. And then that hand goes on the same shoulder. Wiggle those fingers down towards the center of your shoulder blades. Give it a nudge. Where are your fingers? Where are your fingers to? Lift the chest up. Have you got good range of mobility there? Has it improved? And then let's take that arm up. Your feet need to be wide here over your head, whichever way that is. Breathe and come out of that stretch. Other hand, palm up, fingers to the shoulders. Oh no, sorry. Across, just testing you, across the body. I worry about a two-barrel. Stretching the back of your arms, those tricep presses, and then hand to the shoulder. Walk the fingers down. Give it a little nudge if you need to. Arm comes up and over your head. Oh, that's nice. Out of that stretch. Let's do both arms. Clasp the fingers together. Press away. If you want to just stay here, that's fine. Or take a little lean to one side. Come back to center, press up and lean to the other side. Come to center, lower down. Hands come to the, or to grip your chair. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the chin just a little bit. Breathe. Let's stretch the legs out. So heel comes onto the floor, long leg to that front third of your chair so you can straighten that leg. Hands onto the thigh. Walk the foot out a little bit. We need you to be steady and lean from, so just a hinge from the hips. Keep that lovely posture. So a long neutral spine. So try not to round through the spine here, because then you get a bigger stretch into the back of the knee and the hamstrings, the back of the thigh. Keep the foot there, sit up, relax, wiggle, jiggle the foot, and then squeeze the toes up towards the kneecap. And then let's swap legs. So heel presses in, walk the toes, foot away, hands on the thigh and lean forwards. Breathe and smile, you're nearly done. And then come up, keep the heel there, relax the foot, and then squeeze the toes up towards the knee. Lovely. And just a little heel lift. Let's do a little bit of relaxation. Settle back in your chairs, just a little bit of breathing. 1 minute of breathing. So close your eyes, palms face up. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let it all go. Give yourself an imaginary pat on the back. You've done so well today. Really pushed you today. So this is what you can achieve with practice and consistency. And if you're doing your homework, then good job. You will notice more improvements when you're doing your homework. So practicing, whatever it might be, keep breathing. Those exercises, those movements that you're maybe not so good at are the ones that we need to focus on. And we all do it. Just breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then we're going to make a fist and open those fingers wide. Make a fist, open wide. And then we're going to wiggle, hip walk to the chair. And we're going to sit up, roll your shoulders, have a stretch, put your hands together and give yourself a big round of applause Well done. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next week for our final session. So email me with any questions or any comments or how you got on. We'll see you next week.